Brenda Quintana coming to you from the Beehive. Today I'm going to show you how to make these note cards using the Stitch with Cheer stamp set. I love these note cards because you only need a few products to make them, and these cards are easy and quick to make. When you're making simple cards, it's all about little details, like where you're placing things on the cards. So let's get started and I'll show you how to manage those details. To start off with, you're going to need your package of Whisper White note cards and envelopes. And so let me just go ahead and pull out a note card. And I've got my grid paper here, and what I love about my grid paper is it makes it easy for me to line things up. But if you don't have grid paper, you can just do the same things that I do. You're just going to have to do a little bit more measuring. So I've got my ruler here, and each of these grid marks is a 1/4 inch. I want to measure up about 1/2 inch from the bottom. And I'm going to place my ruler along those lines on either side, and then I'm going to draw a light pencil line along the bottom. Then I'm also going to measure 2.5 inches in from one of the sides. Basically, I'm going to find the center point of my card. Then I'm going to need my Emerald Envy ink pad. Let me open that up. And then I've taken the trees from the Stitch with Cheer stamp set, and I've lined them up on this long block here so that I can stamp 3 at a time. So I'm just going to ink them up. And this middle tree is going to go right where the center mark is. And I'm going to stamp them right along the pencil line, like that. And then on the other side, I'm just going to make sure I have equal distance, and then I'm going to stamp those two on the other side. One tree comes off here when you do that. And then I'm going to stamp the other two on the other side, like that. Then you're going to need your delightful Dijon ink pad. And there's a tiny little star that comes with the stamp set. And I'm going to just gently ink this one up. Remember, this is a very small stamp. When you have a small stamp like this, you don't want to mash it into your ink pad. Just very gently ink it up. And the same thing when you're going to stamp it. You're going to stamp it evenly, but you're going to use a very light touch, like that. Then you're going to need your real red ink pad. And I've already got the words Merry and Bright on a block. And I'm just going to ink this up. And this one I'm just going to eyeball it up at the top and make sure it looks pretty straight and even. And then I'm going to stamp it down like that. Then you just need to erase this pencil line. So I'm just going to gently come in here and erase. The ink dries almost instantly, so in the minute that it took to stamp the two other images, everything should be dry enough so that you can erase it like that. And then you just need to fold it along the score line, and I like to use a bone folder to smooth down my fold to make sure my card lays flat. So there you go, there's card number 1. Then for card number 2, we're going to need another note card. And I'm going to put it on my grid paper again. This time all I need is my ruler. I'm going to mark the center point of my card. So we're going to go in 2.5 inches again. And then I'm also going to measure up 1 3/4 inches from the bottom. I'm just going to remember that the bottom pencil dot is the one that I'm aiming towards when I'm centering my greeting. So then I'm going to need my real red ink pad. Let me open that up. And we're going to use the Christmas Joy greeting on this one. Now have a quick look at your greeting. This card looks best when your greeting is pretty centered. So the M in Christmas Joy is the center point of the stamp. And in fact, right down the middle of the M is where the center is. So when I'm putting this to paper, I'm going to center that M right on my pencil mark. So let me go ahead and ink that up. And then I'm going to find my pencil mark through here. Okay, I can see it. And then I'm just going to stamp down once it looks good, like that. Then let's leave our real red ink pad out for a moment, and I'm going to take this little berry stamp right here and I'm going to ink it up, and I want to put berries right above the C and right below the Y on those two corners, and I'm going to make sure that two of the berries straddle those corners because that will set up where I put my little holly leaves. So make sure you come in there and hit both of those corners like that. Then I'm going to need my Emerald Envy ink pad, and I'm going to need the holly leaf. There's actually two holly leaves. One is larger and the other is smaller. I'm using the larger of the two. Let me gently ink this up, and now I'm going to put this holly leaf on the one side of the single berry that's standing out, like that. Then I'm going to come around and hit the other side like that. And then this last one is going to go in the center like that. Then I want to do the other side. I'm going to turn it to make it easier for myself. Ink that little leaf up again, and I'm going on the one side of the berry. Then I'm going on the other side, and then I'm going to hit the center one again like that. And then all we have to do is fold it along the score line, and I'm using my bone folder to smooth down that fold. And there you go. That was super easy. And then I've got my other card here, and it was also just as easy. And just using a few ink colors in the stamp set, we were able to create these cards in just minutes. Isn't that just brilliant? All the supplies you'll need to make these quick note cards are available for purchase on my blog. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Bye for now. If you liked this tutorial, be sure to check out all the free with purchase tutorials available on my blog. The Home Sweet Home pop-up card tutorial is just one of the exclusive tutorials that you can choose free with a minimum purchase in my Stampin' Up! Store.